What's going on, guys? I'm Mr. Golden Gamer and I make gaming videos that nobody watches. Today marks 1 full year since Modern Warfare 2 was released. I feel like Modern Warfare 2 is considered to be a failure simply because of Infinity Ward's disrespect and disregard towards the COD community. They were too stubborn to make any changes that diverted from their initial vision for the game, which is why I think Modern Warfare 2 is one of the biggest examples of wasted potential in the history of Call of Duty. So as I go on this rant about Modern Warfare 2, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Did you enjoy playing Modern Warfare 2 at all this year? Did you hate it? Either way, I'm curious to hear what you have to say. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave it a like, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. We're approaching 500 subscribers on the channel, and I'll be pumping out plenty of Modern Warfare 3 videos in the coming weeks and months that you won't want to miss. So I have a list of things when it comes to Modern Warfare 2 that I want to talk about in this video, and the first of which is probably the biggest: no red dots on the minimap when firing an unsuppressed weapon, aka the classic minimap. Infinity Ward in recent years has absolutely hated the classic Call of Duty minimap. Modern Warfare 2019 in early versions originally didn't have a minimap at all. The community really didn't like this, and their compromise was to add back the minimap, but the red dots would only appear when a UAV was active, not when people were firing unsuppressed weapons. People didn't really like this, but they dealt with it through Modern Warfare 2019's lifespan. Cold War came around, and they had the classic minimap back, and people loved it. Vanguard had a weird hybrid minimap where you could only get the classic minimap if you were using a perk called Radar. So that was kind of their compromise. I get it, but when Modern Warfare 2 came around, people were really hoping that they would learn from the mistakes of Modern Warfare 2019 and include the classic minimap. Well, in an early playtest with some content creators, Infinity Ward had the classic minimap in Modern Warfare 2 when the creators made comments to the developers over how much they liked the classic minimap being in the game. They were told that it was just a bug and red dots should not be showing when enemies are shooting. So once the beta came out, the community begged for the classic minimap to make a return. Infinity Ward listened to the feedback, sort of, but they didn't do anything about it. Infinity Ward made a statement saying they don't want players to be, quote, punished for firing their weapons. I completely disagree with their thought process on this, but I'm going to bring this up again in a little bit when it comes to my second point in this video, so we'll come back to this. But the fact that the classic minimap is in the marketing for Modern Warfare 3 just goes to show how much the community wanted this feature, but Infinity Ward was just too stubborn to add it into Modern Warfare 2. The next talking point on my list when it comes to Modern Warfare 2 is almost tied for first, and that's dead silence as a field upgrade rather than a perk. There's always been some sort of footstep audio dampening perk in Call of Duty ever since Call of Duty 4, until Infinity Ward came out with Modern Warfare 2019, where dead silence was now a field upgrade. When dead silence is a field upgrade rather than a perk, you're only able to move around the map silently a couple times a game, and each use of dead silence doesn't last that long, so this means that the majority of the time, your footsteps can be heard by everyone. Along with this, enemy footstep audio is very loud in Modern Warfare 2, and this leads to players not really wanting to move around the maps in fear of being sound whored and pre-aimed around corners, and this happens so often in this game, and if you don't have dead silence charged up, there's really nothing you can do about it unless you just don't move. Not having dead silence as a perk, in combination with the loud footstep audio, punishes players for moving. And like I said earlier, I was going to come back to this. Infinity Ward doesn't want to punish players for firing their weapons. That was their rationale when it came to the minimap. But they're sure perfectly fine with punishing players for moving around the map and playing aggressively. It just doesn't make sense. I think they need to be more consistent. It seems to me that they really wanted people to be penalized for moving. Because when you sit still, you can hear all the footsteps around you and you're not drawing any attention to yourself. So really, it's benefiting the, quote, sentinel, which is what they called camping back in Call of Duty Next last year. Dumb name, it's camping. But you're just penalized for moving. And speaking of movement penalties, this game has a lot of them on top of just the footstep audio. There's the ADS jump penalty. When you jump, you have a slower ADS speed. There's slowdown penalties after getting hit with explosives and tear gas. If you get hit with tear gas and you don't have tac mask on, there's just absolutely nothing you can do. You're basically just a sitting duck. There's slow ADS and strafe speeds, and there's not much you can do to negate that. There's no slide canceling or bunny hopping. I can still do without the bunny hopping, but the no slide canceling just feels bad. I'm really happy to have it back in Modern Warfare 3, but it took like 4 seasons for sliding to be even somewhat useful in Modern Warfare 2, and it's still not that useful. Now, adding back the dolphin dive was a win though. I really do like that feature, but the slides just don't feel right in Modern Warfare 2, and they also added this ledge hanging mechanic that isn't really practical at all. I find myself getting stuck in the hanging animation more than anything else. It's not that useful, it's a bit of a gimmick. One of the features that they removed that I still just can't wrap my head around is the removal of reload canceling. This one just confused me. It's always been a feature, and I don't think anyone was screaming for this to be removed. There are so many times in this game that I just get stuck in the reload animation. I know you're probably saying, yeah, just switch to your secondary, whatever. Either way, you should just be able to reload cancel. Why did they take this out? There's no reason. The perk system in Modern Warfare 2 is absolute trash. Perks being on this timed release system just creates a snowballing effect, since the first team who gets a UAV has a massive advantage because no one will have Ghost. And speaking of Ghost, it works all the time in this game rather than only when a player is moving. This was changed all the way back in Black Ops 2 to prevent camping, so Ghost would only work if the player was in motion. If they were stationary, they would still show up. Infinity Ward seems to have a different opinion on how Ghost should be, because Ghost keeps you hidden whether you're stationary or you're moving, which I think is just wrong. They got it right in Black Ops 2. Why did we ever change that? Also, perk packages being limited to 5 custom slots and not being able to edit individual perks in-game is just dumb and not user-friendly. You need to edit one of your 5 perk packages rather than just changing individual perks. Who thought that was a good idea? The perk system in this game seemed like change for the sake of change, and I've yet to meet a person who enjoys this system. The gunsmith in Modern Warfare 2 is pretty cool, but it's overly complicated. Tuning is unnecessary and it just adds another layer of complexity to weapon stats that's just not needed. If you're going to give us weapon tuning, at least give us the ability to look at the advanced stats. Cold War and Vanguard gave players the ability to see exactly how attachments would affect the weapon by displaying all the numbers for vertical horizontal recoil control, ADS speeds, and so on. In order to get more in-depth stat breakdowns like that for this game, you need to go to third parties like True Game Data, exclusive Ace videos, and stuff like that. You should be able to view all of these stats in the game though. And speaking of the guns, the lack of visibility when firing weapons, the visual recoil and muzzle smoke in this game is insane, and I didn't really notice it until after playing the Modern Warfare 3 beta because it is so much better in that game. The Modern Warfare 2 visual recoil is just wild. This might be a bigger issue for PC players without aim assist because you have to see the enemy to track them. You don't get any help in that regard, so maybe it's more of a personal thing for me because I am on keyboard and mouse. There isn't any map voting in Modern Warfare 2, and I feel like I play the same 5 maps over and over again. Some maps hardly ever come up in rotation. We've played Search for weeks and not even got through all the maps in the game. Some maps just seem to never show up, and I don't think that's right. I think they're in rotation, they just don't seem to be showing up, and I think map voting might solve that. So do I hate Modern Warfare 2? No, I don't hate Modern Warfare 2. I'm more so just frustrated that they didn't act on the community feedback because this game had so much potential and could have been so much more. Infinity Ward did do a good job with the visuals, the animations are top tier, the sound design is incredible as well, but the gameplay, some of these core decisions when it comes to gameplay were just wrong in my opinion, and it could have been so much more if they just listened to the community, and I think that is what we're going to get with Modern Warfare 3, so that's why I'm super excited about it, and I can't wait until that game comes out. Once again guys, I'm Mr. Golden Gamer, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.